As-salamu alaykum. Welcome to Peace and Wisdom. Imagine yourself on the edge of a precipice, overwhelmed by trials so heavy that light seems inaccessible. But at that moment when all seems lost, an invisible force pulls you up. This force is Allah, who, through His mercy, transforms darkness into light. Today we will discover how Allah uses trials, faith, and the power of dua to change our lives. 1. Trials. Opportunities in disguise. Imagine yourself walking through a burning desert. The relentless sun beats down on your back, and the warm sand beneath your feet reminds you that every step is an effort. The horizon seems infinite, empty of any refuge. But now, as you move forward, you see an oasis. A source of pure water springs up in the middle of the aridity, bringing life and peace. This is exactly what trials in our lives are. Deserts that lead to spiritual oases. Trials are not a punishment. They are divine tools, keys to open doors that we sometimes ignore. Like a raw metal subjected to intense heat to become a jewel, the human soul is purified and strengthened through difficulties. There is nothing free in what Allah decrees. Every obstacle, every tear, is loaded with infinite wisdom that our limited minds cannot fully comprehend. Take a moment to think. Why do we often feel lonely in our struggles? Because this loneliness is a call to return to the ultimate source of comfort. Allah challenges us so that we realize that nothing and no one except Him can truly calm our hearts. When all seems lost, that is when His mercy manifests itself most strikingly. Some might ask, why me? Why this pain? But instead of searching for answers in this world, consider your pain to be a silent conversation with Allah. Every suffering is a prayer, every cry a testimony of your faith. It prepares you to receive blessings that you would never have known otherwise. Look at nature. A seed buried in the earth experiences darkness, pressure, and sometimes even bad weather. However, it is thanks to this ordeal that it finally germinates, breaks the ground, and rises towards the light. We are like this seed. Our trials do not bury us. They prepare us to grow, to break our limits, and to reach a higher spiritual level. Also remember that trials are not permanent. Allah never leaves a servant in difficulty without offering at one time or another relief. This is an implicit promise in the divine system. The darkest night is always followed by dawn. The key is not to give in to despair, because it is not the duration of the ordeal that matters, but what you become by going through it. Finally, consider this. A person who goes through a trial is a special guest of Allah. She is chosen to carry a burden that others cannot bear. This demonstrates the trust that Allah places in you. If you are tested, it is because you are seen, loved, and guided by a force far beyond what you can imagine. Trials are a living reminder that whatever seems like temporary loss in this world is actually eternal gain in the afterlife, provided we accept them with patience and faith. May each difficulty be for you a step towards renewal, a transformation that brings you closer to the one who created you. If you enjoy this kind of content and want to see more videos like this, please take a moment to click on the blue thumb. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell to be informed as soon as we publish a new video. Your support and commitment are essential to us. 2. The dua, the believer's weapon. Imagine yourself on a battlefield, devoid of weapons, surrounded by invisible enemies. The doubts, fears, and trials of life seem to want to overwhelm you. But now in your hands, a divine weapon appears, the dua. Unlike terrestrial weapons, this weapon does not destroy. It elevates, protects, and opens the doors of divine mercy. The dua is the bridge between human weakness and the infinite power of Allah. When you raise your hands to pray, it is not a simple gesture. It is a silent proclamation. Ya Allah, I am incapable without you. Ya Allah, my strength lies only in you. At this precise moment, you place yourself in a state of total submission, a posture where pride disappears and where the soul reconnects with the source of all existence. Each dua is proof that you recognize that no effort, no human plan can surpass divine wisdom and will. The dua is more than a supplication. It is a form of active faith. When you ask, it is because you believe. Do you believe that a child extends his arms to his mother without the assurance that she will respond? Likewise, the believer who makes dua shows absolute trust in Allah's benevolence and ability to respond. Even when the response is delayed, know that every dua is heard. Some are granted immediately, others delayed for a better time, and still others become treasures in the afterlife. A powerful supplication resonates particularly in hearts. O you who transform hearts, make my heart firm in your religion. These words are not mere words. They contain immense spiritual depth. They remind us that our hearts, these fragile entities, are in the hands of Allah, the only one capable of stabilizing them in the face of emotional and spiritual storms. By reciting this dua, you will anchor yourself in faith, like a deeply rooted tree that does not bend under the violence of the winds. But the dua is not only an individual act, it is an intimate and personal connection with your Creator. When you pray, you are seen. When you cry, you are heard. Even the whispers that you dare not put into words rise to the heavens. Allah is near, closer to you than you imagine. Your dua is a constant reminder that, despite trials, you are never alone. Making dua is not an act reserved for times of distress. It is a daily habit that nourishes the soul and strengthens faith. Recite this dua in moments of calm, in gratitude, or even when everything seems to be going well. It is in these moments that the connection is strengthened, that your heart aligns with the path that your Creator has traced for you. Finally, know that dua has no barriers. It crosses the limits of time, space, and even circumstances. A dua spoken in the solitude of a silent night can resonate throughout eternity and change the course of an entire life. Lift your hands, open your heart, and trust in the one who never disappoints. 3. Allah's perfect timing, a divine masterpiece. In the tumult of our modern lives, we are trapped in a race against time. Immediate expectations become the norm, and delays plunge us into impatience, even despair. But through this frenzy, an eternal truth resonates. Allah, the master of time, orchestrates each moment with divine precision. Nothing happens before its time, and nothing delays without a reason. Imagine a painter creating a masterful work. Each brush stroke, each shade of color, seems insignificant when observed closely. Yet once the painting is finished, you stand in awe of the beauty of the whole thing. This is how Allah's timing works. We see fragments, delays, trials, obstacles, but He sees the whole picture. He knows exactly when and how to align events to create a masterpiece in our lives. Consider the seed buried in the earth. On the surface, it seems stagnant, lifeless. But in reality, it follows a meticulous process. It transforms in the dark, absorbing nutrients, preparing to break through the ground at the perfect moment. If she emerged too soon, she would be vulnerable, unable to survive. Allah works the same way in our lives. He prepares us, in moments of silence or waiting, to receive blessings that we are not yet ready to bear. We have all experienced times when our prayers seem to go unanswered, when relief seems out of reach. But what we perceive as delay is often just divine protection. Sometimes the absence of what we want is the greatest gift. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows what is good for us, even when we do not see it. What you judge as a failure or delay today could be the key to future success. Let's return to the idea of patience. Being patient isn't just waiting for something to happen. It is an act of faith, a silent declaration of trust in Allah. When you accept His timing, you affirm, Ya Allah, I trust you. I know you know what I don't know. This patience reflects a deep understanding that every moment of waiting is a moment of preparation, every difficulty a stepping stone to a blessing. Take the example of a traveler in the middle of the desert. If he rushes in without planning, he risks missing the hidden oasis that awaits him. Likewise, if we rush or despair, we risk missing out on the blessings that Allah has strategically placed in our path. The stages of our life are not accidents. They are carefully orchestrated by the one who holds the keys to the invisible. Remember, what you are waiting for might already be on its way, but Allah is waiting for the exact moment when you will be able to fully welcome it. Every apparent delay is an opportunity to strengthen your faith, refine your patience, and align yourself with Allah's perfect plan. So instead of asking yourself, why not now? Instead ask yourself, how can I better prepare myself for what Allah has in store for me? Don't let your trials overwhelm you. Make gratitude and dua pillars in your life. Take a moment every day to thank Allah, even for the blessings you take for granted. And when life seems unbearable, remember this: every difficulty carries with it a promise of relief. Repeat this supplication 3 times a day, O you who transform hearts, and observe how little by little Allah will transform not only your situation but also your heart. Because in the end, that's where the real transformation begins. Trials, patience, dua, and gratitude are the keys to spiritual transformation. Allah never forgets us, even in our darkest moments. Hold on to His mercy, for His light is closer than you think. And remember, every supplication is one step closer to His infinite guidance and peace. If this video has brought a moment of calm and reflection to your day, consider leave a like and to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Activate the bell to receive a notification as soon as we publish new content.